Good morning, Kwesi. My name is Dan D'Souza. I own Vike.com and Vike LLC. Wanted to do this kind of informal presentation and talk about asset tokenization and how I think there's an application for the Minnesota Vikings. A little history. I have been developing web applications since 1997, and today I pretty much focus on Web 3.0 applications. And on top of that, I am a Minnesota Viking season ticket holder and fan. I've been a fan since 1969, raised in Massachusetts, and I always like to joke anytime there's a debate in Massachusetts about who's the greatest, quarterback, is it Tom Brady or Peyton Manning? I still say Joe Cap is the greatest quarterback of all time. So pretty much go way back. I became a season ticket holder in 2016 when the Wilfs built the new stadium, and today I still am one of the suffering Minnesota Viking fans because we haven't won a Super Bowl yet, but I think you're going to change that. So love having you as a GM. I was born overseas off the coast of Africa, so to have a GM with African descent is just totally cool for me. I'm going to try to be as quick and as informal as I can. I'm sure I'll miss some information, and you have my contact information right there if you ever want to have me come in and sit down with you and give you a better presentation. Be happy to. I am in Minneapolis starting in May, and I'll probably try to see if I can sit down with you and maybe invite you down to 8th Street Grill and buy you some lunch and just talk about asset tokenization, because I think the opportunity is just off the charts. And I'm going to just pull up a really quick video that talks to a potential.
Of all the different trends that I've seen, one of the trends that I am most excited about is asset tokenization. It's a very fast moving space, and it has the promise to bring huge amounts of utility into Web3. So you might ask, what is asset tokenization? Well, at its core, it's bringing traditional and physical assets and bringing them onto the blockchain. And as part of the blockchain, it confers additional opportunities, be it fractionalization, programmability, and other ways that make these way more powerful and create lots of opportunities for everyone involved. According to a Boston Consulting Group study, they estimate that the asset tokenization market will reach $16 trillion by 2030. And this is their conservative estimate. And that conservative estimate equals to 10% of global GDP.
So that's $16 trillion with a T by 2030. And so the opportunity that I want to talk about is, what if the ownership group wanted to share, let's say, 1% of the ownership of the Vikings and allow the fans to become fractional owners of that 1%, and how that could translate into raising some serious cash through a token offering that is being done all day long in real estate. And so the idea again is to take that 1%, whatever that is, and I don't know what the numbers are, but let's call it, let's call it, just for sake of numbers, $200,000, right? And you allow fans to then purchase tokens at a certain price to become fractional owner of that 1% or of that $200,000. And so the fan that purchases a token would be like they would own like 0.00005% of that, 1%. And even though that sounds kind of dumb, but I would be all over that just to say I am a fractional owner the Vikings, even if it's almost nothing in terms of the number, it would still mean a lot to me. And I got that idea from the Packers. This is what the Packers did when they offered shares to their fans to be owners, and they raised roughly $90 million. But the fans really don't have anything but a piece of paper. They can't trade it. They can't vote. Nothing. It just says that they're an owner. With digital tokens, once you have them and you hold them for a year, then unless the NFL has a rule that says you can't do that, then you can take those tokens and put them on a what's called a token exchange, and exchange them through the exchange the tokens with the potential token holder on the exchange. And if it's a Viking token exchange, then you can, every time a transaction happens, you collect a small fee, and that can add up. And then if we patent that whole process and allow other teams to utilize the model, then it could get huge. And on top of token exchange, traders could also do what's called peer-to-peer trading, and I have a video that talks to that.
ETFs as being a better technology than mutual funds. And we're starting to see some of the same benefits of that here today for tokenization. I like to focus on liquidity, transparency, and standardization. Tokens demonstrate the potential for 24/7 peer-to-peer atomic settlement, which is a very interesting way and quite different than how traditional financial markets work. Transparency for kind of different people involved in the ecosystem, right? That's a huge part of public blockchains, is that they're fully transparent. And standardization, it's a very powerful idea with ETFs. You can hold pretty much any asset inside your brokerage account. With tokenization, you're seeing the potential to hold any asset as a token kind of held in a wallet on your smartphone. There's a lot to go to get there, but that kind of concept, I think, has a lot of potential and power going forward.
I believe the 24/7 peer-to-peer atomic settlement kind of trading is the game changer. What that pretty much means is, just using my phone, I can trade with another person, and when you utilize atomic swap or atomic settlement, what that means, it's kind of like a contract that acts like an escrow account, so that before a deal is done, what one person says they're going to do and the other person says they're going to do, that has to be approved in that escrow account, if you will. It's a contract on a blockchain, but essentially that's what it does. And once both sides fulfill what they say they're going to do, then it's a done deal, and it's safe, very, very safe. So that's really, really cool. And so that is the idea with asset tokenization and fractional ownership in utility tokens. And I probably should mention there are two different types of tokens, the security tokens and utility tokens. I actually have utility tokens that I use on my site during football season when I sell my tickets. If you have enough of my Vike utility tokens, and I created and minted 1 billion Vike tokens, I believe at some point I'll be able to have an application where many people will need to buy the utility tokens that they then can use to purchase whatever they need to. And then on top of them buying the tokens, if they purchase enough tickets, and for example, off my site to go to a game, then I can offer them like a reward for doing business with me using my utility tokens, which I can just send to their digital wallet. So it's a great way to kind of use utility tokens to have the tokens be like be like a reward system, which is kind of cool. Now the security tokens, that's the real deal. Now we're talking about raising money, legal. You need to make sure you disclose all the information. Obviously, you have to make sure the NFL is on board and doesn't have a problem with it. But it is the future. And with the NFL going global, allowing many potential fans to buy just a small piece of the Vikings using security tokens is just off the charts. And again, if we could model that and patent that model and allow other teams that want to kind of do what I'm describing, and that could be just, now we're talking about the $16 trillion potentially by 2030. And so that's what I'd like to come in and talk to you about. I am in Minneapolis, usually in May, definitely in June, and would probably I'll probably try to see if I can get a meeting in with you, or if you just want to maybe meet downtown at the 8th Street Grill, and I'll buy you lunch and meet you. We can certainly do that. My email is right on this presentation. Feel free to email me, and maybe you have some better ideas with what you know. And all I can tell you is I have the technology. We can do the security tokens or the utility tokens. Like I said, I do have utility tokens, but I also have VIKE, VIKE security tokens, the symbol reserved for any potential, application that we can just jump on. So I wanted to make sure I grabbed that security token symbol so we could hit the ground running. Again, thank you for your time. Good luck with the draft this year. If you want my opinion on Kirk Cousins, I don't know what to do. Like everyone else, I have no idea. Let's just hope for the best. I can tell you, it'll be a very happy day when the Vikings win the Super Bowl, and I think you're the right guy to get us there. So thank you so much, Kwesi. You have a great day.